What's happening, everybody? Boy Big Brando, and today let's talk about designs and design ideas. Now, I know this is something that a lot of people struggle coming up with design concepts, design ideas, actually designing certain things, finding a graphic design. People always want to know, where do I find inspiration? How do I think of all my design concepts and my ideas? What's the process when it comes to designing? To make things easy, the way I figure out designs and what I want to do is just thinking of dumbass ideas. Whether it's a good idea or a bad idea, I try to see it all the way through. And then I write it down somewhere. So I'll write it down on this whiteboard. Sometimes I'll write it down in the notes section of my phone. Sometimes I'll just jot it down or maybe sketch something out really quick. But the main thing that I always do is I have an end user in mind when I'm thinking of designs. So for example, I did that little LA logo with the chucks on it. That idea came from right here, sitting down right here. I wrote it on this whiteboard. Let me see if I can show this shit. There it is. Can you see that? Basic sketch. LA, had some shoes on it. Chucks, Air Max, Vans, Jordans, Cortez. This city don't love you. And that's all it is. So I'm thinking about, all right, this LA logo looks like it has two legs. It'd be funny if I put some shoes on it. What type of shoes would I put on it? Okay, so I could do Chucks, I could do Vans, I could do Cortez, I could do Jordans, I could do Air Max, I could do all kind of different shoes, right? All I'm doing is just redrawing shoes in Photoshop, putting it onto this logo to make it look like it has legs and feet. Pretty funny. Who's the end user? People that live in Los Angeles, people that know what Chucks mean to Los Angeles, people that are fans of LA, stuff like that. And then to dig a little bit deeper, I could always think about who would buy this shirt. Is it a wife buying it for a husband? Is it a guy buying it so he can have something to wear for the weekend? Is it a guy buying it because he's going to a Dodger game or a Laker game or something that has to do with Los Angeles out in public? Now I start digging a little bit deeper and thinking about the actual specific person that's going to be buying this t-shirt. And then I design it for them. That's my thought process. And it's like that with everything. If I do any design, I always have somebody in mind that I want to actually buy it. This helps me in the whole process to create a design for somebody that they're actually gonna love. It's easy for us to fall into a trap of designing for ourselves and thinking, all right, I think this looks good. We always think to ourselves, yeah, this looks dope, I really want to do this, but we always forget who's going to be actually buying these t-shirts with this design on it. Because I could design stuff that I think is cool all day long, shit for myself, but I know there's not a lot of people out there that think like me, that think certain things are cool. For example, I'm wearing black cement 3s. I think this sneaker is cool. I like this shoe, that's why I bought it. There's a lot of people out there that don't like the 3s. There's a ton of people that don't like the 3s. They prefer 4s over the 3s or whatever it is, or this might be like an old man shoe. So they don't like this actual sneaker. And I totally get that because everybody has a different opinion, everybody has a different style, everybody has a different idea of what cool is. So like I said, I could design stuff for myself all day long, things that I think are cool, but does the end user think it's cool? It took me a long time to get out of that mind state of designing for myself and actually designing for somebody else. This is what helps me create designs that I think other people are gonna like. Because now instead of designing for myself on what I think is cool and what I wanna see on a shirt, now I'm designing stuff for the actual end user, for the customer that's gonna be buying it. Now I'm creating designs relatable to that person. Because at the end of the day, I'm not the one buying these t-shirts. I'm the one making these t-shirts. I need the person that's buying the shirts to love these things just as much as I do. So as you guys know, I like to make the sale easier on myself. The best way to do that is to make a design relatable to the end user, so the end user will purchase without hesitation. This is my thought process when I'm doing anything. You guys are gonna start seeing, I'm gonna be dumping a ton of designs on bigbrando.com, like this LA design, just things that I think look cool, designs that I'm working on. I'm just gonna put them out, not for no brand, there's no real brand behind it, it's just gonna be some Big Brando design t-shirts, and I'm just gonna put them out. Because I have hard drives full of designs. A lot of my ideas never see the light of day, because either I don't finish them, or I lose focus on who I wanna sell them to, or I get caught up in some certain brand and I'm like, oh, this design is cool, but it's not made for this brand. So then I just put it in a folder on my hard drive and it just lives there. This was the whole reason why I started Leftovers years ago. Leftovers was just my leftover designs that I never used that I thought were cool. So if you guys remember when I did the Biggie shirt with the Coogee sweater, I did the Cheech and Chong one, I did Ricky's Killer from Boys in the Hood. When I did all of those designs, I didn't have a brand in mind, I didn't have an end user in mind. I just said, these are cool ass designs, let's put them out. So I'm basically gonna be doing the same exact thing. This time just not under any brand, it's just gonna be on bigbrando.com where all my other t-shirts live, and I'm just gonna be putting stuff out. So these are the designs that I think are cool, that I feel like should be out into the world with no end user in mind, and then you guys will see a lot of the shit don't make sense to you. But when you design with the end user in mind, with the actual paying customer in mind, it makes things a little bit easier. So then that way I can make something relatable to that group of people and then sell to that exact group of people. You know what I mean? I say this all the time in all of my videos, and it's all about making the sale easy on yourself. There's nothing harder than trying to convince somebody on why they need to buy your product. The easiest way to do it is make something that they already relate to, something that they already gravitate towards because there's something in that design that they feel connected to, and then it sells itself. And that's what making the sale easier is all about. Having a product that sells itself, where you don't even have to talk about it. People see it and be like, shit, I want to buy it. It's like for myself, I'm a Laker fan, I'm a Steeler fan. If I'm walking through the mall and I see a t-shirt that's purple and yellow, my eyes go directly towards it because I'm a Laker fan. So there's something that's relatable there, right? It's probably not even a Lakers shirt, but if those colors relate to me and mean something to me, my eyes already go there. Same thing with a Steelers shirt, right? If I'm walking somewhere and I see black and yellow, my eyes go directly to that black and yellow t-shirt. Doesn't have to be a Steelers shirt, but it goes directly to it. It's like if for the people that are into sneakers, if you're walking around and you're trying to find something to match a certain pair of sneakers, you're in the mall, you're in a store, boutique, whatever you shop at, and you're like, oh man, you know what? I got these De La Soul Dunks. Very hard to match with anything, and then you're walking through the mall and then you see something in that same brown and orange and army green color. Oh shit, that matches those shoes, blah blah blah, let's go. Or if you got some Newcastle SBs, for like cats that are into SBs, if you had like some Newcastles, which is a really weird colors like tannish yellow, brown, blue, red, and you're like, oh man, I'm never gonna find anything to match this. But if you're walking through the mall and you see a shirt or a hat in those same exact colors, your eyes go directly towards it because you have something that relates to something that you have. See what I'm saying? So it makes the design process way easier if you're designing shit that's relatable to the end user. There's a bunch of people out here that start designing shit and they're just thinking brand names, they're thinking logos, that's all they're thinking about, but they're not actually thinking about the design and how it relates to the actual paying customer. So make the sale easier on yourself and create designs that's relatable to whoever you're selling them to. If you already do some shit like this, or if you need help doing stuff like this, leave it in the comments. Follow me on Instagram, BigBrandoTV. Catch you guys on the next one, man. Yeah.